Hi, my name is Leah Nicholson, and I participated in EHA programs for about 6 years, from when I was 6 years old till when I was about 12 or 13 years old. I think for me, just thinking about the impact that EHI has had on me, I think that it really taught me the importance of tenacity and perseverance. You know, riding horses is not easy. It's no easy feat, and there were days when, I fell off and my ego was bruised and my body was bruised. And I think for me, even now, I can hear the counselors in the back of my head saying, you have to get back up on the horse. And while I physically always got back up on the horse, I think I've taken that same approach to my life, where when I'm faced with certain challenges and I falter or I stumble with certain obstacles, I always get back up on the metaphorical horse, because it's not about if you fall, it's all about getting back up again.
So I recently graduated from Wellesley College in May. And I got the job. I'll be working as a community health worker for Charter Oak Health Center.
Oh, right.
And so while I do that, I'm actually going to be applying to some PhD programs. So I'm doing a bunch of applications now, and I'm going to be doing some psych research.
Hi there. Blessings, beautiful people. My name is Emily Walsh, and I was a part of Ebony Horsewomen Incorporated for around 10 years. In my early childhood years to my teen years. And it was a place that cultivated a sense of confidence and a foundation of leadership within me. I was always dreaming while I was there, and it was a wonderful, beautiful place to be exposed to a different culture other than my own. And so I've taken so much from my experience with Ebony Horsewomen Incorporated, and I'm grateful for the contact that I still keep with them. Love you all.
So, how did that experience kind of lead you to where you are now, or did it?
I know in general, this is Kelly, and we call her Auntie Heather.
Yes.
Auntie.
Mm-hmm.
And even Dami, too, Dominique.
Mm-hmm.
They always were just foundational people that I could go talk to about my life. And they still are. I just talked to Auntie Heather a month ago on the phone, so. But yeah, I remember out in high school, they're getting you ready for college and you want to go do things. And I remember because I loved horses so much and just enjoyed being there, I wanted to go be a horse trainer and go to school for that. But then the family was no, you can study something different and whatnot. And I'm okay. So I came across science, but I remember always updating them, because they were my second family at the barn. And so just updating them I'm gonna go study this. And even when I returned on university breaks and stuff, I would always go to the barn to say hello. So yeah, I was just always able to talk, and they were always very supportive of whatever I wanted to do.
Before you had done this program, or?
No, not any experience at all. So we were brand new to riding, and I remember starting off in the blue group, which is the beginner group, and by the end of our time there, we were all in the gold group. Miss Kelly wanted us to be counselors and come back and work in the summer, and get involved more deeply with the organization. So yeah, we had no previous experience with that. Nothing with equine husbandry in general. I know they taught a lot about the parts of the horse and how to upkeep the horse and veterinarian type stuff. And we also were learning this is back when I just have really random memories, but this is back when floppy disks were a thing. And we were learning how to use floppy disks in computers, and we had computer science, we had equine science.
Hi, my name is Avery Gilbert. I was a participant in the EHI program for about 3 years, and the biggest impact that EHI had on me, especially now as an adult, is the importance of cultural diversity and just an exposure to lots of different people with lots of different upbringings and ways of life that, as somebody who was raised in a very small town with a lot of people who, you know, looked like me and came from a background similar to mine, that was something that I had never experienced before. And it was so important for me at that age, where I was so impressionable, to have exposure to that and really move forward in my life, able to look at things through a different lens because of the EHI program. So I'm super grateful for the experiences I had there. And yeah, I wouldn't be the person I am today without EHI.
Expectations, or
it definitely did. It met them in the sense of having an exposure to, you know, like you said, equine therapy, and having an interaction with horses that I never would have had the opportunity to have otherwise. But I would say overall it by far exceeded my expectations, because it was so much more than just horseback riding lessons. You know what I mean? Like, obviously that's why I signed up and why I was so interested in the program, and I'm sure why my parents signed me up, but there was a lot more educational opportunities there through the different like classes that we had. Like I said, animal husbandry earlier, or the science class, or I remember they had a smart board, which at the time, like, we didn't have smart boards in our school or anything, so it was really innovative. And also, like I said before, just like, I'm from the town of Bolton, which, as I'm sure you know, is a very small town with, you know, a very common type of people there, and I had never really been exposed to anybody besides people in my direct vicinity. So it was such a learning experience for me all around, and
the whole vision
so
of
grateful.
the operation and how it ran and what they were doing, and the level of, you know, knowledge and respect and things of that nature, felt like, you know, a big thing was the people, from the staff to the students to the whole end goal of what, you know, what we wanted to do as a whole, and trying to connect with the community as well. We would do horse parades and, you know, go out and do also like stuff back to the community. So I'm all for that. So
Yeah.
I mean, it's just, I mean, of course I could have went, you know, other places, but I just felt like, you know, all the time spent there, just I feel like I wouldn't probably have the same level of connection, and maybe, you know, I could just go somewhere just to go ride and have a lesson and get home. Here it feels like, you know, we've done more other things than just riding. We would, you know, obviously take care of the barn and stuff like that, and so on and so forth, and just back to the community, which meant a lot. So I just think as a whole, as their operation and their vision, and I always wanted them to, you know, progress and move on. So of course, anything I could do to help, you know, as a whole, and with the guys, and they all had the same mindset and process. So we all kind of just clicked together to keep on moving.